And the 3-bet from under the gun +1. He just needs to let go of these kings, even though he's double suited.
He's going to call, though.
He's coming in for a call. This is dicey because you're just going to find yourself on a lot of post-flop spots where you flop an overpair, maybe with a backdoor flush draw, something like that, and it's just hard to know how to proceed. Kempton, of course, is going to have aces at a pretty high clip, and when he doesn't, he's going to have some ace-X double-suited type hands.
By the way,
yeah.
You would take the money? No shit.
I didn't know what was going to happen until I looked at my card.
You covered me, right?
Chidwick had a good hand, too, as well. King, Jack, 10, 9 with a suit, but
right.
didn't even think about it.
And just dominated by both of these ranges. Now, see this. Now Chino's in a spot where, of course, he's going to have to get the money in.
I don't know you that well.
And he's actually a favorite.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Pair of deuces. Diamond draw. Can win it with a deuce.
And with the SPR being this low,
king or diamond. Sorry.
Right. Sorry about that. With the SPR being this low, Kempton doesn't love this flop, but he still is just going to pot it and get it in.
Wow.
You have aces and a flush draw?
No flush draw. I had aces.
Okay.
You had what?
You gotta love Kempton's attitude here.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll eliminate a lot of his outs right there.
Really good card for Kempton there.
Yeah, it is. You can see the outs on the top of the screen. Rheem goes from 57% to 28%. Just 11 outs, looking for a king, a diamond, or a deuce.
You should have seen yesterday.
A 7 was brutal.
3 of clubs.
Huge double up for Isaac Kempton.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's going to be limping
I'm going to pot all in.
most of the hands he wants to play, especially with Chino being this short.
Rheem is all in with bad aces, but they're aces nonetheless.
Bleznick with a bit of a decision here. There's an argument for just potting it here and trying to isolate against Chino, hoping that Katz didn't limp super strong. There's also an argument for folding. There's also an argument for calling, so it's a pretty interesting spot. Katz is going to overcall this in position.
So we'll see this one 3 ways. It is Chino Rheem's tournament life on the line.
No matter what.
Rheem, not a favorite against the field, but does have the most equity among the 3 players. King 8-7.
I thought he might be over there.
No, he's not here. He just does it every time.
Rheem's hand's still good.
One with
Katz hits a pair of 8s. He also has a gut
For the rest of
shot.
my life, every stream I'm on, it's going to happen.
Right, and it's a dry side putt, so now Aaron Katz turns a set of 10s. And Bleznick's picked up equity with the wrap, but he doesn't have much incentive to bet into a dry side putt, whereas Katz does because his hand needs protection.
85.
Rheem does have some outs here. He can catch an ace,
He
right?
can catch a 6 as well for a
Assuming
straight.
Bleznick folds.
Right. An ace if Bleznick folds and a 6 if Bleznick doesn't fold.
Right.
Bleznick's not going to fold though. He's got a full wrap to Broadway here. He could hit a 9 Jack Queen or Ace.
That's not good.
There's a call.
Chino needs a 6 to stay alive.
Yep.
I only know 3 of my cards.
Yeah, the ace would give Bleznick the straight. And that's going to be it for Chino Rheem. Bleznick does hit.
This will go check check, and Bleznick will win.
Straight.
I only know 3. Boys, I only know 3 of my cards. And it's those.
Holy shit.
Oh wow, Chino's sweating whether or not he makes the flush here. He didn't look at all 4 cards, but we know he doesn't have it.
Catch.
Oh, that's not good. Good luck, boys.
And, that is it for Chino Rheem, the great Chino Rheem. 7th place in the World Series of Poker main event back in 2008. Certainly one of the characters in the world of poker. He is out in 7th place. Does earn himself $152,000 for his efforts.
Yes,
but the technically turned into reality, and Kempton ended up doubling up. And that was the hand that really sealed Chino Rheem's fate.
exactly right. Now Kempton here has bet a size that's actually going to let him get away from this hand, in my opinion. If he had potted it, he would have been priced in to call against Crivello's range. But I think with this size that he's bet, he might be leaving himself room to fold here. He does have backdoor spades, he does have a 4, but he can't be very excited about this against Crivello.
If he bets 125, he raises it, that means there has to be 125 in there.
625 is
Oh, 625, that's how they said 620.
Okay, so they're going to sort this out. But anyway you cut it, Crivello is pot committing himself, and Kempton has to decide, do I want to play for it all?
Who's right?
What?
Who's right?
This is 250.
You want to bet it?
It's 265, 765 total.
She's right too.
So it's total.
I just asked if you wanted to bet it. I didn't say I was right.
Look at Crivello. Crivello's just like, I mean, there's no He's like amped up.
Right.
He's like, I want to put it all in. Let's go. I want to get all my chips in there.
Huge flop for him.
Yeah, he's got everything, right?
And in this situation, I like the raise.
Well, yeah, like you said, he's technically behind. You want to he's very happy to win this right here.
Yeah.
Deny your opponent the equity.
Or to
There's
get
the
this to
call.
happen, and Isaac decides to go with it.
What does he have?
Wow, this is a big pot. 1.6 million. Are you surprised Kempton called?
A little bit just because it's against Crivello, against a more aggressive player.
75 plus 245.
Crivello has 433 outs.
It seems like he has the whole deck, doesn't it? Let's hope it's not, for his sake, let's hope it's not the too many outs kind of thing.
It's insane.
Wait. His backdoor spade.
If Kempton didn't have this backdoor spades, we might have seen him fold there. He was really on the fence about this one.
I've seen him have aces 7 times myself.
You are.
Who's favored?
You're definitely a favorite.
And I've seen him get it in. I've seen him get it in, not great.
Yeah,
flops, but
it's not even close. I mean, you're a big favorite here.
Not anymore.
That is not a good card for him, though. The 3 of clubs. That eliminates his 2 pair outs.
I know. That's the
And now suddenly Crivello is a 2-to-1 dog.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly right.
Amazing card for
Just
Kempton.
ace
Similar to
two,
last
four
time when he
times.
hit that pair on the turn
Yeah.
against Chino.
And a 6 on the river.
Oh, and he didn't
And
take
that is
on
it.
5.
Kempton's going to win it. And sure enough, look at that. Crivello would have made. He made 2 pair, but the
Right.
3 on the turn killed it. And Frank Crivello.
You know, if you reversed those turn and river cards, though, it would have been even more painful for Crivello if he improved to the 9s and 6s first and then the river paired the 3.
Worried about me?
And he might be tempted to stick the rest in here.
Gamble, figuring he's going to
gamble,
get a heads up.
and
Yeah.
he does.
Spades are no good, but his diamonds are good.
Like, does
Sorry, I
fold.
didn't mean that in a bad way.
Aces again.
It's 'cause-
Kid, it's just
Actually, that's not.
Well, yes. I mean, Katz got 41% equity.
Probably not though,
Give him
because
a flop of flush.
it's kind of obvious what I'm doing if I flat there.
Give him a flush draw.
oh my god, it's like the worst flop possible.
Well, it's not the worst flop possible, but it's not a good flop.
No, drawing to runner.
I'll tell you, man, you
Good
get
flop
aces
for
wide,
aces.
you don't lose with them.
Not nice commentary.
No, I wanted to know if
10
you
of
could
clubs,
reopen
now he's
the
drawing dead to a
Oh, the
9.
gutter only.
9-ball corner
Non-club
pocket.
gutter.
Yeah, and it can't be the 9 of clubs.
I would never hold chips in my hand.
That is not a 9.
Sorry, man.
And the aces hold. And Isaac Kempton eliminating Aaron Katz in 5th place. Aaron Katz, though, with this 5th place finish, his career biggest score, $304,000. His previous big score was nearly 20 years ago, back in 2004.
Yeah.
And he's going to find out where he's at by raising. Those are $25,000 each.
500,000 total.
And I don't think this is going to work against Haxton's exact hand, but I don't mind this play from Bleznick because Haxton is going to lead this flop at a reasonable frequency, just thinking that it's a better board for him than for Bleznick. Bleznick can get some of those hands to fold, and he also has equity against almost everything.
Then the 4 deuce is kind of worthless. You're basically just playing this as a
Right.
naked flush draw.
Right, but again, Jared did raise less than pot, so Ike priced in to continue, even if he thinks he's only just drawing to the nut flush.
One of the bigger pots we've seen throughout this tournament, 1.24 million.
Diamond would make things extremely interesting.
Oh, the board pairs.
Possible that Haxton goes for the lead here, thinking that Bleznick, if he's representing a straight, is now going to be under a lot of heat.
Check.
Oh, Haxton checks over to Bleznick.
450.
And 450,000 back over to Haxton. This pot's now 1.7 million.
And really tough spot for Haxton now to continue because he could be drawing dead. He's out of position. It's going to be hard to get value from his hand even if he does improve because, again, it's hard to bid into a paired board.
10 seconds.
And at this point, he probably thinks his 3 is a very murky out.
And he's going to let it go. Wow.
Wow.
That is a fun poker hand.
For, Duncan, Duncan, that was for you.
Oh my God.
I folded the 9666.
Duncan, that was for you, my friend. Manu, I love you too. What'd you fold? I don't. By the way, for the record, I don't care if I win this or I don't win this. There's no one better than me in this game. There's no one,
That's true.
and that's factual. There's no one better than me in Palomar. I don't care if I win this tournament or not. I care but I'm still the best in the world.
Everybody I've ever talked to has lost to you.
I said what?
They're like, oh my God. Sometimes they say you're bad, but the story always ends with, and then Jared had all my money.
There's no one that's ever beaten me playing pot limit Omaha.
I know.
No one.
It's crazy. You're doing something.
By the way,
You're doing
Duncan,
something.
that was for you, my friend. I love you. I love you.
This will be also interesting, depending on who gets heads up and how deep we are, to watch that play.
Absolutely, and Jared really does have a reputation of beating almost anyone who's challenged him at a heads-up PLO. So, as I said, when it gets shorter and shorter handed, it really starts to favor Jared Bleznick, who's comfortable playing a wide range of hands. He's going to call this one on the button. Wow. Jack's full for Blez.
Yeah, it is. It's all going Blez's way right now. Big bluff with the king high flush draw versus the ace high flush draw. Kempton's going to lead out.
Yeah, Kempton, the pre-flop aggressor, just continuing on this board that could miss Jared quite often.
I'm going to go on a limb and say this is unlikely to work.
I would say so, but imagine if Kempton now turns something like the king of diamonds where he picks up a lot of draws.
Perceived outs.
Right, exactly. He might continue to barrel off.
He's drawing dead right now, by the way. There's nothing that can, there are no cards that can come out that will give him the win.
He's got no backdoor straight flush draws or anything like that. He's stone dead, so he just has to hope he doesn't hit a run out that he likes. Even against some queens that don't have a lot of backup, stuff like that, he can put some pressure on those hands. Here
Double barrel from Kempton. Now, if you're Blez, are you just going to keep calling, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You want to keep the bluffs in.
Because it's 1.1 million, and Kempton has nothing.
Kempton doesn't know it, but he doesn't want to hit a 5, and he doesn't really want to hit an ace either. Although, maybe the ace saves him in a way, because he might have continued to bluff on some other cards, and now he thinks, well, I've got some showdown value.
If you're Blez, are you ever concerned that Kempton has aces full now?
It's certainly a possible hand, but it's just, you know, they're in a four-handed game. Kempton opened the cutoff. It's just not a big enough piece of his opening range to be concerned. Because he'll be in a spot where he has a pure bluff catcher.
And he goes pot.
I think versus this, Kempton's just going to fold. He's just going to decide there's too many better hands. 3x, Jack's full. But he's going to mull it over. This is a huge pot. And this is the Jared Bleznick effect, too, is really...
I think Kempton knows he can't beat anything, but he also just feels like, you know what?
Jared is such a wild card. He could just flip over something that you're never expecting to
yeah,
see.
like you said, 5-5, 5-5, 6-7 type thing, you know?
Right.
He makes the call.
Oh, wow.
He makes the call.
And Jared Bleznick just gets paid off, and a lot of that is Jared's image, I think.
Yeah.
What
that is Jared being Jared. I think Kempton just, despite the odds, despite the fact that there aren't that many bluffs there, I think Isaac just decided, I think Bleznick's bluffing. I don't know what he has, but I think he's bluffing.
If he calls here and it comes...
3 diamonds.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 of diamonds or something, or not 3, 4, 5, that would be a wheel, but, you know, 4, 5, 8 of diamonds, something like that. He can just get away. I think he's just going to fold this one, though, with the deuce being...
I mean, Chidwick really hasn't gotten out of line. It's hard to imagine that, yeah, you've got a live suit, obviously. You've got the nut spade draw, but, I mean, it's hard to imagine that Chidwick, if he doesn't have aces, you're not up against, like, you know, ace, king, king.
Right, it's going to be an ace, king, king, an ace, queen, queen, a superior version of this hand, like an ace, jack, 10, 9 with a nut suit or 2 suits, something like that. More often than not. The only thing he's really ahead of is something like king, queen, jack 10 double suited, king, queen, jack 9 double suited. Maybe some double paired double suited hands, but most of those would just call.
Now, I always like to point out, I mean, we're privy, we've been watching every single hand, so we know that Chidwick has not done that, but he's certainly capable of it.
Certainly, he could certainly have something like ace 10, 9, 7 double suited, but I don't think you're going to see him show up with like a queen, jack 10, 8 double suited when he would just call that hand out of the big blind.
Right, that's the big point. He could just call out of the big blinds.
Yeah. Most of Chidwick's hands are either going to be aces or they're going to contain an ace. And when they contain an ace, Kempton's ace jack 7 deuce is likely
there's
to
the all in.
Wow, he does go all in.
Chidwick, very happy to get it in. And Chidwick, a 2-1 favorite.
How about you both just make a wheel?
They both make a wheel. Let's see. That's not going to happen. Well, I suppose it's still possible.
You know Stevie wins if they both make a wheel.
3 of spades.
Chidwick way ahead right now.
No, 5 of spades, actually. 5 of spades.
5 of spades would be a spicy
Give them
card.
both a wheel. Give it a 3.
Jared calling for both of them to have a wheel,
Give
which
them both the
would
wheel.
actually give Chidwick the
That'd be
win with the
funny.
6-high straight.
5.
I'm dead.
6 of diamonds, and that's it. Kempton is drawing dead.
How much is it?
Kempton is drawing dead. Case ace on the river. Irrelevant, but Chidwick does make aces full. And
Huge
Kempton
pot.
is down to 3 big blinds.
Killer, any place to win.
And Chidwick does make the call. Well, I mean,
All in.
Kempton is all in. He's double suited jacks.
Yeah, could be worse to wake up with a blind hand and have double suited jacks.
I feel like it's easier to just play for the win when you got $50 million in lifetime earnings.
You got 2 million?
I think you're right.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but
Less. And,
1, 5.
It also makes you tough to play against if other players know that, because they might be the big chip leader and they might try to prey on your middle stack knowing that you're quote-unquote supposed to fold all these hands. But if Chidwick doesn't care that much,
25
then it's becoming a worse shove for those players. Then they have to actually adjust, and then it actually helps Chidwick. So there's some long-term metagame that goes into these sorts of
not a great flop for
What's funny?
Chidwick. He's out of the
I
way.
just have like a weird feeling you had aces there.
and pretty good spot for
Do you
Kempton.
have something good, Jared?
Like I just have a weird feeling. I have a really good hand.
He has a really good hand, but Kempton's actually a 3-2 favorite.
Spades covered?
I just feel like Chidwick folded.
By the way,
ace.
so
I don't know
Bleznick's
why.
going to win the side pot, which is 140,000. The main
But
pot
if
is
it wasn't aces,
390.
he folded king.
Yeah, Bleznick describes his hand as really good.
I'm a
It might be a
favorite.
bit of an overstatement. He does have a pair and an
You have
open
spades?
ender,
Not a
but no
favorite.
Oh, you
spade
have
in his hand.
spades.
Have
Oh, you're a
jacks?
huge favorite. Sorry,
Spades?
I apologize. I didn't see spades. If you don't have spades, I'm a favorite. There's 2 aces that are dead or kings.
Yeah, the 4 is good for you.
The jack was a queen. You'd be a really big favorite.
Fucking spade right now.
In a weird way, I want to lose. I like having you here.
I appreciate that, man.
In a weird way, I kind of want to lose.
Well, it's a
I
win-win
love-
opportunity
you're a
then for
great player. I love
Bleznick.
playing with you.
And he could mean that from multiple perspectives, both the
That is
personalities
interesting.
and,
And now
from what it does to
Bleznick
the
is
other
ahead.
guys.
Kempton's got
One more
15
to
outs. They're all on the top of your screen, looking for a 5, a 3, a jack, or a spade.
What do you have? You have a, give him a 5, a red 5.
A red 5
That'd be a
works.
fun card. Like, give him a red 5. I'm serious.
It is a 4, and that is
I'm
it.
fine with you guys.
Straight on the board.
Give you a 9.
Bleznick with the straight, eliminating Isaac Kempton, the 26-year-old from Delaware. Put on an amazing performance. He finishes in 4th place, takes home $418,000 for his efforts.
Yeah.
Chidwick with ace, king, king, deuce.
Yep, very strong hand. Likely see him raise pot here against Bleznick's limp. Although he may continue to play small ball.
Like,
I think his hand's just a little too good. He does raise.
It's 150. Yeah, that's right. It's
Bleznick's got a call.
That's it.
So we'll see something going on here. Bleznick in the small blind, Chidwick in the big blind. Queen high flop, queen 7-4. Bleznick with top 2.
hot.
350.
And Bleznick just comes out and bets pot.
Pot's right into Stevie, and an uncomfortable spot for Stevie here. He does have the overpair of kings. We've used that word visibility. He does have somewhat bad visibility, although in this case he could turn a spade, which would give him additional outs to the nuts. Really hard to fold an overpair right now on such a disconnected board.
Do you like the lead out from Bleznick?
I think it's reasonable. Really depends how often. I think it's actually specifically decent against Stevie because Stevie plays such a measured game, does a lot of checking back flops. So if you have that read on your opponent, betting makes some decent amount of sense here.
Chidwick makes the call.
And Bleznick has also let out for pot in some of these situations with total air
Oh,
balls.
wow, there's a king.
Wow.
I was going to ask you, too. I go, what card does Chidwick want? And, well, there you go. I mean, he got called. So you got to think, okay, what did I get called by?
And
Did I get called by king, queen? Did I get called by kings?
Could be aces. He does go with that small bet, 350,000, I believe. I like this a lot from Chidwick, and what a difficult spot for Bleznick. If he's ahead, Bleznick is properly sniffing this out. This is world class. This is one of the best check folds I've ever seen in poker, and I really don't think I'm being results oriented in saying that. I really think he sensed something there in Stevie.
you've got top set. You've got the best hand right now, but it is a very dynamic board.
Turns can get very awkward if you do raise and face a call. Very hard to know which turns you want to shove. Of course, the obvious bricks are obvious, but I'm being improved the best hand with Broadway.
And they, oh, wow. Haxton just went pot.
Didn't totally expect this on the flush draw board from Haxton. I expected the overcall, but now they're going to get it in.
They are going to get it in. 3.5 million in there.
Yeah, this is a
and it's
pivotal
Ike's
hand.
tournament life on the line. Chidwick with top set. And it's a coin flip.
Stone cold coin flip.
There's a straight.
Straight for Ike.
And now Chidwick needs a jack, an 8 or a 7. Chidwick looking for the board to pair. Haxton's tournament life on the line. Here's the river. And it is the ace. I don't know how you PLO players do it. I just don't know. I mean, top set. I mean, what?
Bleznick with the fairly connected hand here. Suffers from having the lemon in it, but double suited.
Chidwick with kings.
Interesting for Chidwick here, facing this large open from Bleznick. I think he might just elect to 3-bet pot. Let's see if he does, which would be basically committing himself, but Bleznick's been opening the button quite wide. Stevie's got above average kings here. Really interesting spot.
And he does say pot.
Does go for it.
So large sizing from Bleznick enables Chidwick to go to 690. Does Bleznick call?
So in a cash game type situation, you would always call. In a tournament, I would probably still call, but there's a little bit more reason for just folding and preserving the stack distribution as it is.
We are behind.
I think we're going to see a call, though, from Bleznick.
I mean, he can call 480.
Again, he's got this...
Doesn't need to commit the rest unless he connects.
He certainly is not going to 4-bet. Again, he'd hate to have this... You hate to have this deuce. Even a 5 would give you a little bit more straightening potential, but he does come with the calls.
He's going to make this call.
Call.
And again, you'd rather have a hand like this than the equivalent like king, queen, jack, deuce. And I'm not just saying that because Stevie has kings, but because you interfere a lot more with a lot of Stevie's hands when you have those bigger cards. These low to medium cards do a little bit better.
King, queen, jack, deuce. So this is interesting. He doesn't have diamonds.
No, but he's got a wrap, and the thing is the pot's just too big at this point to be folding wraps. He's also got the deuce. So I think
Chidwick, by the way, does not have a... He's got 8 of diamonds. There's the all-in.
Call, you said, right?
Call.
All in and a call.
Yeah, and
all in and a call.
Quick call from Bleznick with the wrap, and taking a little time to
So this is another coin flip. Chidwick lost the last coin flip. If he loses this one, he's out of the tournament. 52-48.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We're all Katz, all in.
And if he wins this one, then everyone's getting kind of close in chips all of a sudden.
Yeah. Aaron Katz running over.
I'm all.
That was our 5th place finisher. So Chidwick lost a flip before. Can he win this one? Bleznick has 12 outs, any king, 10, 9, 8, or deuce.
Safe turn there for Stevie. Does block a couple of the kings, which are some of the cards Bleznick's looking for, as well as the 8.
It's an ace. Chidwick holds. So Chidwick loses 1, but wins this one.
It's just quite a strong hand.
Pot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, a very quick pot from Jared Bleznick. This could be an all-in confrontation because Chidwick's already invested a good chunk of his stack. Now...
Yeah, I mean, it raised to 450.
1.425.
Yeah. There's the 3-bet to 1.55. Chidwick has to decide, does he want to go with it? But as you said, I mean, are you raising to 450 to fold?
It's really tough in my opinion. I think he said call. No,
not yet.
Maybe not.
They're just confirming what the number is. Chidwick, by the way, would not technically be all in. He would still have, we'll call it about 400,000 behind.
Right. So again, he can call here. And then if it comes like deuce, 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 and he thinks Bleznick has aces or kings, he can get away on some of the absolute worst flops. But most
No,
flops,
he's just calling.
yeah, they gave him the all-in button, but he's not going all in.
Yeah, he's
just calling.
not all in. As you said, flop comes out deuce, deuce, deuce.
Yeah.
Flop comes out 3 clubs.
Some 3 club flops, maybe. Yeah, and you see Bleznick go all in the dark.
3 diamonds, ace high.
Chidwick hates this, but he does have a gut shot, which, you know, and against Bleznick's ace, king, king, he can also hit 2 pairs. The gut shot's no good because Bleznick would make Broadway, but
They'll chop up some of these, but Bleznick wins 3 out of 4 times. Chidwick just 19% of the time, and it is Chidwick's tournament life on the line.
Needs a 9 or a 7.
Every single time the short stack has been all in, they have found their get out of jail free card. Can they do it here? Can Stevie Chidwick catch a 9 or 7?
Jack or a king? Not a king. I don't know. Just a jack. Please. I deserve it.
There's a jack.
There it is, and that's it.
That is it.
Stephen Chidwick's been eliminated 3rd.
Good game,
I don't know if he deserves it or not, but he's going to get it. And Jared Bleznick eliminates Stevie Chidwick. Amazing development. Chidwick, like I said, just the start of the last level, had 7.2 million chips, had about 60% of the chips in play. Nothing went his way that last level, and he finds himself out the door. Bleznick picks up another big one here with 10, 9, 8, 7 double suited. Monster.
Yeah, the type of hand you're just super excited to see in a cash game or a tournament.
Ooh, and Haxton's got aces.
And he's got some aces that overlap with some of the stuff Bleznick's got. They both have
Yeah.
hearts. They both have a 10-8. So there are some flops they're both going to hit. They could play a big one here, potentially.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
All the money's going to go in here. A limp pot from Bleznick, and Haxton almost certainly is just going to go all in.
Could this be it?
This could definitely be an all-in.
So 3-bet to 1.125 million.
Yeah.
Back over to Haxton.
The limp pot from Bleznick. I can't see Haxton doing anything but just repotting here.
How is Bleznick doing against this particular hand? He is dominated in hearts, and he is sharing some of Haxton's outs.
Against
cards.
something like ace, ace, deuce, 3 with diamonds, Bleznick would be doing great. Against these aces, where his hearts are not live, and where
his 10-8's not live.
10-8's not live, he's actually not doing that great.
Yeah.
Fold now.
Now, he should, again, just call here. He shouldn't put all the chips in.
Right, interesting you say that, right. If the flop does come out, like you said, deuce,
Like
deuce, deuce.
deuce, then he can get away. But he ends up putting them all in.
Once I repot it, I can't.
And it's 61%, so 61% of the time, we're done. This is the last hand of the night.
Yeah.
Haxton,
Let's gamble.
a favorite to win it right here. And they are gambling.
Re-raise, I can't. It's funny because he actually had me in bad shape.
That's, yeah, really not the aces you wanted to see.
Yeah, really, Bleznick really unlucky because it's hard for him to be in as bad a shape as he's
Agree,
in.
and I don't even hate the limp re-raise. I do hate sticking that last 450K, and it might seem like a trivial point, but no need to put yourself in the situation if the flop comes deuce, 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 ace, ace, deuce, etc.
Well, you just know you're drawing dead.
Exactly.
Oh, they would have gone in anyway here.
Yep, 9s for Bleznick.
Yep, his 2 pair outs are good right now.
Maybe a 3 of hearts.
Huh?
3 of hearts.
Haxton getting a little greedy, requesting one of the best
right?
possible cards.
Oh.
Wow. Jared Bleznick improving to top 2.
Yeah, he is now a 4-1 favorite.
3, 4, and ace.
Haxton needs help. Otherwise, we continue, and it's Bleznick with a huge chip lead.
Yeah, 3, 4, and ace for Ike. Otherwise, he's in trouble.
5 spades, and Bleznick with the full double up.
Wow.
About 4.
Haxton with a reasonably strong hand here, given the situation.
Pot.
Just decides to pot it. Bleznick has a double-suited Drugel.
I know, and I'm glad we got that in one more time at least. The doubles, the two-suited Drugel.
Yeah, for those of you just tuning in.
How is this a Drugel? They're connected. 5-3 deuce.
Well, but they're so low.
Yeah, I feel like
You could call that one a semi-Drugel if you wanted. For those of
Okay.
you just tuning in the Halifax home games, a Drugel refers to a disjointed hand.
Yeah, see, that's I
Or
got 5-3 deuce.
low cards, semi-disjointed.
So I'm getting to the point now. So a Drugel basically is just a trash hand.
It's a trash hand, yeah.
Okay.
This is a double-suited Drugel, or if you want to call it a double-suited semi-Drugel. More to the point, we have Jared Bleznick potting into Ike Haxton, who has an overpair and a gut shot. I think all the chips are going to go in here, Tuck.
They certainly could.
Yeah, Ike's got just too much of a hand to fold, too many characteristics here. Backdoor flush draw, front door gut shot, overpair of queens, and Bleznick, once he bets this size, despite only having a 9 and a weak gut shot, he can't go anywhere. 2 backdoor flush draws also worth mentioning for Jared
Yeah,
Bleznick.
I mean, obviously Bleznick doesn't know that his backdoor hard draw is no good. He's got 43% equity, and if he can somehow get Haxton to fold, it's huge, but it's not going to happen.
And
Haxton is all in.
There's the all in and the snap call from Bleznick.
Not much. That's
And if Haxton's queens hold, he is going to basically be even with Bleznick.
Right, and contrary to what we've seen in the past where the overpair was ahead but behind in equity, Haxton's overpair is also ahead in equity, but Bleznick not too far behind with 43%.
Yeah, but is Haxton at risk? 43% of the time, it'll be over. Bleznick, the outs are on the top of your screen, a 6, a 9, a 5, a 3, a deuce. A spade gives him some more outs. See what happens on the turn. 5.6 million in there. Again, if Ike wins this,
Yeah.
they are even. There's a 9.
Oh, and that's a huge card. Haxton now drawing to just a queen or an 8.
Only a queen or an 8 will save Ike Haxton. Otherwise, Jared Bleznick is your Super High Roller Bowl champion. It's the ace of diamonds.
Yep.
Jared Bleznick gets it done, and you can see the celebration there.
Well played.
You too.
There you have it. Ike Haxton falling one short of back-to-back Super High Roller champions. And our champion is Jared Bleznick.
Jared, for a few years now, you've been asking me when we're going to run a big Parliament Omaha event. The inaugural Super High Roller Bowl, Parliament Omaha, you showed up for it. On behalf of PokerGO and Ari Resort and Casino, I'd like to present you with the Super High Roller Bowl Parliament Omaha ring. Congratulations.
Thank you.